Let's play some more Dauntless, dude. Let's get it. All right. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Rev, and we are pushing forward on the second episode of the Dauntless playthrough. Last episode, we got to go forth and slay, and now we're going to go over it and complete this chapter. All right, let's get it. Achieve Slayer level 3, hunt Skarn, complete the middleman's quest, man in the middle, and complete the bosun's quest, amateur alchemist. Amateur alchemist is right next to us, and so is the middleman, but we're going to start by going to the bosun, Marcus Bower, craft 2 blitz tonics, and equip the blitz tonics. Easy clap. Beautiful artwork. Gonna snap that. We will go into crafting, make 2 blitz tonics. Done. Now, to equip them, we need to go into the main menu, go to equipment, and go to consumables. And click on our blitz tonics, and now they will be on our action bar. Very straightforward how to equip your potions. And now that that is complete, let's complete the quest. I forgot to do that. Oh, amateur alchemist is complete. That's one part. Second part is to run over to the middleman, who is also very close to Cat, and infuse any cell into any piece of crafted gear. This quest actually gives us cells, so if you're like, what are cells? Yeah, you get some for talking to the middleman. And let's see how you do that. You have cells, you go into your armor. All of these pieces of gear have their own specific types of cells. One thing I forgot to do is equip my Drask armor, which kind of looks silly. My character is looking a little silly, but you know, sometimes you just have to look like a garage sale before you start looking like, you know, a soldier or something cool. A superhero, right? Anyway, let's infuse some cells. We have, at any point in time, while you're in town at least, you'll be able to access your loadout in the equipment screen. So we go to the equipment screen, we click on the piece of gear that we want to add cells to, and then we drop them into these cell sockets. The cell sockets cannot be changed, and they are unique to that specific type of gear. And so I'm just kind of giving you all a heads up on that. It's nice of them to give us early sharpened. That will help with more part breaks. And so we've sold everything that I possibly can with this loadout. And I think the reason that they wanted us to craft the helm and chest, if you're following along with the tutorial, we have a utility type socket. Let's see, Aetherborn is kind of meh, but that's what they give us. The tough is good. So actually, you know, I'll keep what we'll do is keep the full Boreas set. And I'm sorry if this is getting confusing, but we get more access to more cells with the full Boreas set. And so on the right side, you can see the addition of all the perks that you have. So I have +2 conditioning, +2 rage, +1 Aetherborn, +1, +1, +1, +1. So we have a bunch of perks. Some of them are more useful than others, but we're on our way to creating a build for ourselves via our weapons, armor, and cells. And that's what this quest is trying to teach us. And that quest is complete. The middleman offers a premium service in the game, which is something I'll go over once the game prompts us to kind of use it. But just know that you can buy cells off of this dude, and for in-game currency or premium currency, depending on what you want to spend. But in this case, I'll just leave it at that. And we're not going to have enough currency to be able to get it right out the gate anyway. And so the last thing we need to do is hunt Skarn. And so let's do that. Going into the map and heading on over to the pursuit. Private hunt, because I have no one to play with, because I have no friends. And yeah. One thing that's worth going over is what this screen actually is. This is kind of like the getting ready lobby, or like the prepare screen, where this is kind of your last chance to change any gear that you might have been wearing in Ramsgate, which is the city hub. Now we can see that we're fighting Skarn. Skarn is weak to shock weapons, but even more so, if you scroll down, you can see the hunt modifiers, and it says Skarn's rock armor is reinforced and tough to break. Use blunt damage, and I can't scroll down anymore, but it probably says use blunt damage to break it easily, or something like that. And so I didn't craft a hammer, but I'm still gonna bring the recruit's hammer just because I want to be able to break the armor and to really make a point. So let's activate the hunt, and let's get started. Now, one thing that's worth noting is that Skarn is weak against electricity. If I had made an electrical hammer, I would be able to whoop this thing. Skarn is not a very hard behemoth when you bring the proper weapon, which is a blunt weapon, to help break the armor. But one thing that is worth noting as well is Skarn's weapons are really, really freaking good. Now again, I'm using a recruit's weapon. This is probably the weakest weapon in my arsenal, but the hammer, let's drive the narrative that the hammer is really freaking strong. One of the strongest weapons in the game. Bong. Going for the head break right now. Got it. Stagger again. Also working on our hammer mastery, which is nice. Can't wait to go over mastery. It's always confusing. And if you're ever confused on how I'm doing specific attacks, you can go into the main menu and go into the move list and be like, how are you doing those uppercuts? How are you doing the rocket jump? Or something like that. You can visit it that way. Now the hammer has a reload mechanic. That's something worth talking about. When you use your rocket jump or you fire a shot, you'll need to reload the ammo in your hammer by hitting the special button. A bar will show up at the bottom of the screen, and if you want a quick reload, you just want to... Sorry, I needed to time that. Skarn has that tornado move that you can interrupt him out of if you shoot him with the hammer. Another reason why the hammer is really good against fighting it. Gonna try and knock it out. There's a knockout. Probably gonna break this piece of armor. Yep. More armor breaks. Going for this leg break, and then I'll go for the other front leg because that one's pretty weak. Yep, broke that one. Let's see if I can get this one. Oh, actually taking a lot of damage. Skarn is very much so like the defensive armor set, as well as the defensive weapons. I guess we already broke that. I didn't see the break, but oh no, it's still available. I'm just missing. Oh, it's like one. It's like one, dude. I just can't hit it, man. I didn't break. I'm trying to... If you notice that, like, the vertical hitbox of the hammer is not making contact with where I want to hit the arm. I'm just trying to get in there and break it. There we go. Finally. Took a little bit of extra work, but it's worth it. It's worth it every time. Gonna try and get the KO here. Got it. Skarn has a lot of HP, but it is pretty easy to bully with the blunt weapon. Kind of repeating myself at this point, but if you were using a slashing type weapon, this would take a lot more time. So definitely want to bring a blunt weapon to Skarn, and in this case it needs to be the hammer because we haven't unlocked the Aether Strikers yet. Probably gonna run. Yep, that is to be expected. So when a behemoth runs, it just goes to one of the other spawn locations. You'll learn them as you visit the maps. One of them is here, one of them is over there where I was just fighting, one in this forest over there, and then one at the beginning of the map. I'm just kind of waiting to see if it shows up, and then we'll cut to the fight. So in my case, Skarn went back to the very beginning where I landed, and it should be almost dead, honestly. Able to one tap that rock armor. That's very good. Aether Slam. Oh, one thing that I can go over with the hammer is that when you do the slam dunk, the big slam with all the shockwaves, that charges up your ammo, and it makes your it just makes your ammo deal more damage, or any attack that consumes ammo deal more damage as well. So that's the main reason how the hammer deals as much damage as it does, is empowering the ammo and then doing the shockwaves while they're empowered. That's the big damage dealer for the hammer. That's worth talking about. Optimal combos for the hammer. Learning how to do this uppercut combo into the slam dunk and then just kind of repeating the process is a good way to go. Get that interrupt. When it goes up on its hind legs, you can deal damage to knock it over. Almost got another KO. This is good. I kind of wish I had a shock weapon. Would have gone a lot faster. But what I am doing is getting a lot of points towards my mastery. Staggering behemoths with the hammer pushes my hammer mastery. Should be almost dead, honestly. Waiting for it. I missed my dunk, so I didn't get my reload. That's another thing. When you land the dunk, you'll see that you absorb Aether and it reloads your hammer. Another added reason why you want to really use the slam dunk. Easily the best move for the hammer. Oh, I rolled. Come on. There we go, finally. So don't do what I just did and bring a recruit hammer. But yeah, bring a shock weapon, bring something, bring a Drask hammer. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't do what I just did. All right, we've finished very quickly the Go Forth and Slay chapter. Let's see what's next. We get the schematic for Shrike Zeal, Skarn's Defiance, also great. 15 Terra Orbs and some Rams, which don't really have much of a use yet. Go Forth and Slay is complete. Let's go. City on the Verge. All right, this is the second chapter of Dauntless, and also the point where you unlock the repeaters and the Aether Strikers, which is going to be actually part of the prerequisites of this quest, but that is something I will go over in the next video. Thank you guys again so very much for watching this playthrough, part 2. And if you guys want to support the channel, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and use creator code RevvyRad in the Dauntless in-game store if you are so inclined. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the Shatter Dials.